Greetings from quarantine life. How are you doing? I am dressing where I want to be, not where I am. I'm actually dressing like I'm on the shores of Kaanapali in Maui, but really I'm here in my backyard, though it's my little oasis, and if you're positive, that's great. So my last corporation that I worked for, one of my favorite corporations, not the last one, was MBNA, and they always had the motto, dress for success, but dress where you want to be, not where you are. So I'm taking it out of context because I'm dressing where I want to be, not where I am. So normally I'd be in yoga pants in front of the TV, but I'm in my backyard with my hat and my plumeria flower, which is my favorite flower, by the way. So I wanted to talk to you about being quarantined and spending time with your family. It's hard, isn't it? It's nothing that we expected, nor did we plan for this, right? One thing that this has taught me was that I always complained because I never had enough time. Never. We were always running around. Our family were going in different directions, from baseball to football to soccer, homework, you name it, we were there. We were running around, then dinner's ready. And one thing now, we have time. We have a lot of time on our hands. And so it's funny because, I'm that way too, like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I've decided for me is I am taking one room a day. And sometimes it takes me longer, and I am organizing it because before I never had enough time because I'd rather go to my friend's house or there's something with the kids, and now I have all the time in the world. And so I'm going to make the best use of my time. And one thing that we have always said too was, as our kids are getting older, I wish time would stand still. I wish I had time, because time you can never get back. And now we have time to spend with our children, quality time to spend with our children. Time to get those board games out, to do things you normally wouldn't do. I took my middle son driving. He started mowing the lawn. He never did that. My youngest son, I'm such a control freak. I don't think you knew that. And I would want to do it my way when cooking. And now we have time. And I'm taking the time to show him how to cook and to let him do things. We do art projects. We do things that we normally wouldn't do. So take this time, spend it with your family, and also invest in you. You need to fill your cup too. Spend time and do what makes you happy as well. So, did you always want to write that book? Did you always want to clean that room but never had enough time? Try that recipe. I have this book, but I never had the time. 30 Days to a More Powerful Vocabulary. So I'm not saying awesome all the time. I can build my vocabulary. Here's another book that, I never had enough time to finish, is The Power of Positive Thinking. So that is on my list. And then the Bible. For me, I need to do that. Also, one thing that I started but I've never finished because I never had enough time, or I didn't make the time, was Jesus Calling, which is a daily devotional. And I just wanted to read this one, and this was for April 1st. And I'm trying to get it because I'd like to read this to you. Again, I told you this is Jesus Calling, right? Okay. I am calling you to a life of constant communication with me. Basic training includes learning to live above your circumstances, even while interacting on that cluttered plane of life. You yearn for a simplified lifestyle so that your communication with me can be uninterrupted. But I challenge you to relinquish the fantasy of an uncluttered world. Accept each day as it comes and find me in the midst of it all. Talk with me about every aspect of your day, including your feelings. Remember that your ultimate goal is not to control or fix anything around you. It is to keep communicating with me. A successful day is one in which you have stayed in touch with me, even if many things remain undone at the end of the day. Do not let your to-do list, written or mental, become an idol directing your life. Instead, Ask my Spirit to guide you moment by moment. He will keep you close to me. And they have something at the bottom, so you can go to 1 Thessalonians 5:17 or Proverbs 3:6. Remember, the circumstance is beyond our control, and being in a quarantine lifestyle. But remember, we have time. How are you going to make the most of your time? Don't waste it. What are you going to do? What are your children going to remember during this time? The quality time. What about you? Are you going to clean that room that you never had time to do? Joy. Are you going to spend time with your dog and take your dog for a walk? Because we never had time to do that, huh? What are you going to do? Joy, what are you going to do to make the most of this time? Yeah. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. And remember, don't waste time. Make the most of it.